All right, I'm with Dr. Alison Bomba. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Okay, we are at 15 North Court Street. Really cute location here. Never been in these buildings. I love the sense of Frederick you get, though.
Yeah.
Here. So you are a clinical psychologist?
I am.
Yes, okay. Licensed clinical psychologist,
Yes.
right? I don't want to forget any of that hard work you put into being where you are, any of that schooling. Tell me a little bit about how you got here. What were you immediately like in school? Oh, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so I actually feel like I'm one of those unique few who knew what they wanted to do from a really young age.
That's
I actually
great.
remember being in 10th grade in my English class, and we had to interview a professional, in the field that we might want to go into one day and write a paper about it. And I interviewed a child psychologist.
Really?
Yeah.
And that you said this is it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You are a rare find,
Yes.
but that's great.
That's not typical.
Great. Yeah. So you went to college, you graduated. Are you from Frederick?
No.
Okay.
No, I grew up outside of Erie, Pennsylvania, in a very
Okay.
small town, and went to undergrad very near where I grew up, and then relocated to the DC area to go to grad school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you picked Frederick like a dartboard, or are you?
No, I picked Frederick because, again, I grew up in a very small Pennsylvania town, and I was used to paying small Pennsylvania town prices for rent. And so when I relocated to this area, it was sticker shock, and I couldn't afford to live close to Arlington where my school
Right.
was. And so I was in Montgomery County for a bit, and then felt like
Kept
I
coming
needed
north.
to go a little more north to
Yeah.
to be in the housing that I wanted to be in.
Right.
And bounced around in different parts of Frederick County and just fell in love with downtown.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So do you
yeah.
live downtown
I
too?
do, yeah. I live
Oh, that's
downtown and
nice.
work downtown.
Yeah. Very good. And so when did you set up your practice here?
So right after I graduated with my doctorate in 2007, I joined a large private practice in Ellicott City, and I practiced in Howard County for 9 years, but was living in Frederick County.
Okay.
And then 9 years ago, I relocated my independent practice to Frederick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you specialize, you have a specialty. Tell me about the people that you counsel.
Yeah, I have a specialty practice, so I only accept clients ages 3 to 25 for one of three things.
Okay.
I'm a grief and loss specialist, and I also provide exposure-based cognitive behavioral therapy to treat anxiety and OCD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so very much a niche practice.
Yeah, but I don't think you're short of people,
No,
clients, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's, but it is, I think with specialties like that, you get to know this inside and out, right? So when you're talking with or working with a patient or a client, I'm certain you've seen or heard these things before because it's really all you're working in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Was there a reason you wanted to only specialize in this?
Well, it just sort of evolved over time, right?
Yeah.
When I first started out, obviously, as a child psychologist, I was accepting whatever came in the door. So anything from attention disorders, behavioral disorders, depression. And I just found that I was looking forward to those kiddos struggling to navigate and manage big anxiety. And I worked with a professional who was a grief and loss specialist in that group private practice in Howard County, who really ended up being my mentor and eventually convinced me to learn about the grief and loss world. And I just found that I really enjoy empowering young people to learn how to go on and to learn how to tolerate discomfort.
Yeah.
And anxiety and grief are things that we all
Yes.
experience, right? So
For sure.
it's not always psychiatric. We all have to learn
Yeah.
how to navigate
To
those
navigate it,
things.
yeah, not to get swallowed by it, right?
Yeah.
See that light on the other side to
Yeah.
get through. That's really, really interesting. What have been the biggest challenges since starting your own practice? Have you had any?
Honestly, work-life balance, I know everybody says that, but I just continue to struggle. Sometimes I feel like I'm killing it, like I'm really balanced. Busy but balanced is always what I'm going for, but
Yeah.
as a solo entrepreneur, nobody tells me when the workday's over, go home. Like I'm pretty much always, there's always something that could be enhanced or like improved upon, or I could learn more,
Yep.
So I struggle with that.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard because actually when you're doing the work like this, you're great. You're in it. And then you finish and then I'm like, oh gosh, I got to do this social media. I got to post this. I got to pay these bills. I got to do this. So yeah, I get that 100%. Do you have any goals like for the next, maybe the rest of this year or the next few years that you'd like to achieve?
Practice related, I just want to continue, doing what I'm doing. I used to train other psychologists in working with grieving children. I'm not doing training so much. I'm just trying to really focus on, providing good quality care to my clients, continuing to stay up to date with, current evidence-based treatments. I mentor new therapists quite a bit as well. I enjoy that. And I'm involved in the community. So
Yes, you are.
Again,
This I know.
Trying to stay busy but balanced. That's my big goal.
Yeah, busy but balanced. I like that. I like that. Can you still take on additional clients? Do you have room in your schedule?
So I have a waiting list.
Okay.
Yeah, but it rotates, right? So that's the hardest part of my job, I think, is predicting when I can accept a new client.
Yeah.
Because it all depends on how quickly my current clients move through.
Yeah.
So I have a waiting list, but clients get better. I reduce them to every other week or once a month, and then I have room to start a new one.
So get on the waiting list. Get on the waiting list just in case. And I know it's hard. If you have a child, especially that's struggling, you want to try to get some help. But I know that the Mental Health Association does have those walk-in clinics you can go to. It's right on Montague Lane. 24/7, you can walk in there, and they can maybe get you help in the mid-time while you're waiting to find someone like Dr. Bomba who is available to help your child. Because I know as a parent, it's really, really hard when you're trying to get your kid some help. So can you give our audience like two or three pieces of advice if you're dealing with anxiety, anxiousness? I know right now you got the election coming up, the economy, you're coming toward the end of the year with the holidays. It's a lot of really stressful time for people. Do you have two or three things people can do just to kind of take a breath?
Yeah. Anxiety is treated much differently than most other problems. So for child anxiety specifically, most of the time when your child has a problem or is experiencing pain, as a parent, you want to swoop in and help relieve their pain. But with anxiety, we kind of want to do the opposite. We want to help build resilience and distress tolerance. So we want to send the message that, we want to validate this is really uncomfortable, but then you also want to instill that confidence in their ability to handle it on their own.
So when you counsel children, do you also train parents on what they need to do?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it has to be, right? Because kids have gotten to where they are probably because of something in the environment, right? Or something in the environment may not be helping them to get through it. So learning those skills would be really helpful, I think, to a family.
It's very skills-based, and it's a family-based treatment.
Okay,
so the parents end up having more homework than the kids do sometimes.
Right? It's okay.
Right?
It's all right. Yeah, that's really interesting. So with resilience, so you're trying to teach your child at this time that, hey, you can do this, and it's uncomfortable, acknowledging that, and then helping them in that way.
Yeah, as opposed to letting them avoid or escape the things that make them anxious. So if they're wanting to go to a birthday party but are afraid, or struggling to attend a certain class, whatever the specific fear is, public speaking, speaking up in social situations, we really want to encourage brave behavior.
Oh, I like that. Brave. We all probably need a little bit of that too. All right. So if you need to get your child on the waiting list, you can reach out to Dr. Bomba. I'll make sure the website is up. Again, Mental Health Association has a 24-hour crisis center is available for you on Montague Lane. You can go in anytime. They're going to help you out, give you some resources, maybe give you somebody who's available now while you're on wait list for someone else. But we want you all to take care of your mental health. It's very important. This is Dr. Bomba. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.